Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to get real and tell you what it's really like living on a low income in the Dallas, Texas area. Let's get right into it. Now we have lived here, our family's lived in this area I've lived here since 1988, but I got married in 1994 and my husband moved here in 93, so we've lived here quite a long time. Let me just say the 90s were the good old days in many ways, but what is it really like living on a lower income? Now many of you may be wondering, what is lower income? It is relevant to where you live. The average family in the DFW area makes anywhere from $69,000 to $80,000 a year. Our family makes between $40,000 to $42,000. Now, we used to make more than that. We used to make right around $58,000 to $62,000, but there's been a lot of changes over the last several years, and so we don't make as much. I'm going to make this statement. So we're considered lower middle class. We would not be making it if we had any debt. The only reason that we are making it and able to save any kind of money and have an emergency savings is because we don't have a car payment, we don't have a house payment, we don't have credit card debt, and we do live overall below our means. And if I feel like we are overspending, I pull the reins in. I have become way more frugal since I started this channel, but I could make a lot more improvements. If I wanted to go what I call scorched earth or extreme frugality, I could, but so far I haven't needed to do that, and I do enjoy having the fruits of my labor. For example, many of you don't spend money on this, but I get my hair done about every 7 or 8 weeks, and I don't feel bad about that. That would be an example, okay? So, and I also have a person that comes and does our yard. Now, a lot of people do that stuff themselves and they save a lot of money, and that's great. Now, if I couldn't afford to do those things, well, then we would reassess at that time. So what is it really like living on a lower income? What kind of choices do our family have to make? And I wanted to share this. And one of the things I do is, yes, I research things online, but I observe a lot of what is going on around me. Now, I can't judge anyone's financial situation, okay? Because I'm not at their house going over their budget saying, hey, how much do you pay for this? What's your budget like? It's number one, it's none of my business. But I just observe things, okay, of what is happening with some of these families that are supposedly making a lot more money. I'm going to say almost twice what our family is, okay? Now, like I said, the reason we're able to make it is we don't have a house payment, we don't have a car payment, any credit card debt, any debt at all, and there's a lot of things we don't spend money on that many of the families around me do. For example, if you go around our area, I see these drive-through lines at fast food places packed, and people are waiting forever to go through a drive-through line. Maybe they're tired after work, no judgment. Also, I see coffee shops and restaurants. These places have waiting lines, okay? And then I'll go to places like, for example, Sam's. I see people buying huge quantities of convenience foods. When I'm at the grocery store, I see people buying tons of drinks, chips, all this stuff. No judgment. If they have the money for it and they want to, they may be saying, hey, you get your hair done. I don't do that. You know what? You're right. It's none of my business, and they may have money for all that stuff. That's great. But I notice a lot of these people that make a lot more money, okay, they have more vehicles, than we do. Some of them have several vehicles. A lot of them have a lot of animals, okay? I've noticed that. Many of them have many pets, and that is something else that I've noticed. And they purchased their house way after we did, or they're renting a home, and so their housing is way more expensive than our housing, okay? And many of them may have jobs that pay a lot more. You've got, maybe 2 people working. They may be paying off college loans. So the expenses, they probably have a lot more expenses than what we have. When we got married, my husband and I got married in 94, our rent at that time for a 1-bedroom was $450 a month, and my college payment was $55 a month. So, and honestly, the wages were different. They were lower, but they weren't that much lower than they are now, which is really surprising. So that's kind of how we're making it. But what sacrifices do we have to make to do this? The first thing is we can't have any kind of payments. So if it was something small maybe, but we're not going to be able to afford any kind of car payment, okay? Because every month I make a different amount of money. And so what would I do on a month where I don't have as much business, okay? Or my checks are lower, what would I do? So that's why I have to save. There's months where I might be able to only save $50 this month. There might be months I'm able to save $500 because my income is varies all the time. Also, this is the other huge thing. With living on a lower income, I have to play the this or that game a lot. Well, should I get that tree removed because it's going into the electric wire? Or should I get a new bathroom floor? Or, you know what? I might need new glasses or a new cell phone, but we really need a new tire. I can't do both and pay cash. Which one should I do this month? Now, many people may do that. Many people may go into debt. But I will say this, because some of you have called me out on it. It is my choice that we have, or it's our family's choice, that we are on a lower income. If I wanted to change that, we can either bring in more money or cut back on some things, or the marriage of both of them. We can always change it. If any of us are unhappy with an area in our life, whether it's financial, anything about health, relationships, job, we're the only ones that can change it. So I wanted to share with you guys what it's really like, but I'm looking to actually have our income be increased in the next year because I really want to do some home projects, and I'm hoping to bring you guys along with me. So let me know if you're living on a lower income. What kind of sacrifices do you and your family make in order to be able to survive and thrive? That's all I have to say for now. I love you. I appreciate you, and I sure hope to see you on tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye, everybody.